Hey monster fans, and welcome back to another video. In this all new series, Fright Facts, we will be covering the top trivia of some of your favorite monster films. Today we will be looking at the 1935 classic Werewolf of London.
We must seize the only specimen of the Mariphasa plant in England. That flower is the only known antidote for werewolfery.
A very interesting folk tale, but of no value to the police.
I warn you, sir, unless you secure this plant, there'll be an epidemic that will turn London into a shambles.
The film was directed by Stuart Walker and stars Henry Hull, Warner Oland, Valerie Hobson, and Lester Matthews. This is the oldest surviving werewolf film, and it predates the more known The Wolfman by about 6 years. So let's take a closer look at this pioneering monster flick.
Remember this, Dr. Glendon. The werewolf instinctively seeks to kill the thing it loves best.
Originally, Bela Lugosi was attached to the film in the Dr. Yugami role. Henry Hull and Lugosi were both attached to the film in its early stages of production, but 3 days prior to the filming, Warner Oland was announced in the role instead of Lugosi.
Lock me in, Timothy.
Pardon, sir?
Lock me in. Don't open that door before sunrise. Even if I call, pay no attention to it. Keep that door locked till dawn.
The werewolf transformation was achieved by filming Henry Hull against a black velvet background, and then his figure was matted to a normal background shot. The pillars in the scene were separately shot as well, and then added in so that the breaks in the camera movement were hidden.
You mean lupina, the phosphorescent wolf flower? Why, you know, it blooms only under the rays of the moon.
There was originally a sequence in the film where a little boy was grasped by a tentacle of a giant Madagascar carnarlia while attending Dr. Glendon's botanist party. The sequence was shot, but it was eventually cut out of the final film. The Tibet sequences were shot on the Vasquez Rocks in Agua Dulce, California. Other notable projects that were shot there include the original Star Trek series, Star Trek V, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, The Flintstones, and Blazing Saddles. It was said that makeup master Jack Pierce had created a werewolf makeup for this film that was closer to the 1941 Wolfman film with Lon Chaney. However, Henry Hull protested against the makeup, feeling that the characters in the story wouldn't recognize Dr. Glendon as the werewolf himself. So ultimately, the more pulled back makeup was used by Jack Pierce.
Nothing interests you anymore, except your moldy old secrets in there. Not even your wife.
I promise you, my darling, that as soon as I've completed that experiment, I'll try to be more human.
Tisn't in you.
Valerie Hobson, who plays Lisa Glendon in the film, also starred in James Whale's Bride of Frankenstein as Elizabeth, also released in 1935. Hobson had just finished shooting Bride before being rushed off to film Werewolf of London. She was around 18 years old at the time. Speaking of universal recasting, J.M. Currigan, who plays Glendon's assistant, Hawkins, also appears in The Wolfman as Gwen's father.
What's that horrible sound? What is it?
Well, if I were back on the ranch, I'd say it was a coyote with a bad dream.
The werewolf owl used in the film is a combination of Henry Hull's own voice and a recording of an actual timber wolf. This film made up much of its werewolf mythology. The ideas of being bitten by a werewolf makes another person a werewolf, and the werewolf changing under the full moon were all created for this film. The mythology of the werewolf itself with this film and 1941's The Wolfman, a lot of the things we know about werewolves were kind of based off of the ideas in these films and not so much on mythology or stories of the past. Overall, Werewolf of London is a great monster film that I personally think deserves more attention, as it was the film that walked so that Cheney's Wolfman can run. Thanks for tuning in to another video. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.